Hi, and welcome to Into the Shadows with Regina and Teresa. I'm Regina, and I'll be your host tonight, and my co-host Teresa will be joining us here in a little while. Our guest tonight is Selena Roane. Selena is the founder of Fear Paranormal Society. She's a host of two radio shows that are called, one's called Close to Death, and the other one is Fear This, and they're both on DTM, Wicked Radio. She's also an investigator in a documentary with Chip Coffey and the Kling brothers. She lectures at many paranormal conferences, and I know she has a lot of them coming up, so we're going to talk to her about that. And she's a sales rep for Paranologies, Specialized Equipment. And most recently, and I want to talk to her about this also, she's filming a new show called Spirit Quest. So we're going to put Selena on with us. Hey, Selena.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you doing? I know you had a busy day today.
Yes, it was fun. Meeting Pudge was cool.
I was a little jealous when I saw those pictures. My daughter, and I showed my daughter because she's a big softball player and stuff, and she's like, I'm jealous.
He was a really nice guy. It was really cool. It was kind of a deal for my girl at work, and we went out there and got to go out on the field while the Mariners were warming up, and then we got to go up in a suite and got fed, and then Pudge came and signed autographs and took pictures, and we got to watch the game, and then we had to leave, of course, to pick up the kiddo. But it was a great day, and I just got back from Portland too, from a amazing ghost conference up there, and kind of been a little bit busy as far as traveling, and it just keeps going. So I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, I know you have a lot of stuff going on. I see you post everything, and I'm like, gosh, she's really gonna be busy this spring. But the pictures from Portland, they were. It looked like you had a bunch of fun. Those girls seem like they're a blast. I'm sure.
I met a lot of really nice, cool people, and it's beautiful up there. I don't know if anybody's whoever's listening, I know there's some people probably in the Pacific Northwest, but I'm jelly. I wish I could be you guys and listen from there every night because I would love to live there. But the drive from Portland to Seaside, Oregon, and then it's a coastal town, so it's just really quaint, and it had a really cool food everywhere, and the people were really friendly, and the place that they had it set up at, the Seaside Convention Center, was just enormous, and it was beautiful, and it was well run. I mean, it really was. And I can't wait to go back next year. But it's the first time I've ever been to a paranormal conference where they had a bonfire on the beach and told ghost stories. Pretty cool.
Oh, how much fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There was a little too many people there, so we were kind of cold, so we had to make our own kind of fire a little bit further down the beach. But needless to say, it was amazing the whole weekend. So we had a great time. And then I did a photo shoot on Monday, so that was even more fun with the Vixens of Horror.
That was too cute, I saw.
Yeah.
And what will that be for? Is that something that's coming up as far as, or is that something to promote their business, or?
Pretty much. We just did a fun shoot on Sunday. We just kind of at the last minute said, why not? And we did the whole group thing, and I was Doc Holliday, and the girls were, saloon girls or whatever. So it was really fun, and they're the Vixens of Horror. They're out of Portland, and they're really good friends of mine, and two of the girls are actually in Hella Paranormal. So they love paranormal as well, and they asked me to do a photo shoot with them Monday, which was by a professional photographer in a professional studio, which was a complete first for me. And I was Al Capone, and the girls actually Veruca Dolce. She was my lady friend. She was Al Capone's lady friend, and there's a whole story behind their shoots and stuff, but I'm kind of an honorary vixen of horror. They just can't really call me a vixen because I don't like wear dresses and makeup and all that mess. But we just had a blast. But I got a sneak peek just before I got on the show of those photos, and it's like, whoa. So it looks like I may be dabbling in a little bit of modeling as far on the side.
Well, it looked like fun. I mean, that's the main thing. You're having fun doing all that and stuff. But I have so many questions for you. I mean, I've known you for a while, but we've never gotten to just sit down and kind of, chat and ask questions and that type of thing. Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to just jump right in and start asking some questions, and then I'll bring Teresa on a little bit, and I know she has some questions for you too. So, and then I want to talk a little bit later. I want to talk about all your things that I'm interested in. I really want to try to get over to when you go and do the Bonnie and Clyde festival. I want to try to get down there. That
would be so much fun. It's great. Yeah.
It's a blast. But we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah. But first of all, I know a little bit, but I want you to tell our audience what really caused you to become interested in the paranormal and start doing it. I don't want to say, well, I guess kind of as a profession.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is. Although it's not very good paid profession, but hey, it makes me rich in other ways. Okay, not in my pocketbook, but I feel rich in other ways. And the thing that got me into the paranormal, now I've had experiences all my life, and I didn't understand what the deja vu thing was that was going on. I didn't understand the dreams that I was having, and they would but they were kind of premonitions of what was to come, and it was usually a bad deal. So I kind of didn't really know I had any type of abilities or anything. I really got into it, the paranormal, after my mom passed away in 2004. She was like my rock and everything, and when she passed away, it just completely devastated me, and I wanted to communicate and make sure that she was okay and that she wasn't that far away, that I could still hear her voice. And so I used to watch every single freaking show that had anything paranormal in the description. I didn't care what it was named, what channel it was on. I watched it. I was trying to learn all I could and absorb like a sponge everything to do with contacting the other side. I really was always interested in any kind of, movies that had anything about spirits or ghosts or, stuff like that. Anything that was a horror movie, scary, ghosts, any of that I was into, but the reasoning was different. That was for entertainment. This was for actual communication with my mother, and I just needed to learn everything. And then I started going to the Kling Brothers events around Texas and stuff because, they're from Texas, so I would go to their events, and I guess they kind of thought I was, okay kind of person, and I kind of did a Brad Kling impression, and he thought it was kind of funny, although I think it was spot on. But hey, so he asked me to do a documentary with the Kling Brothers, and it ended up being with Chip Coffey. So I got into doing all that, and it just kind of took off. And in between all that, I lost my best friend, and I took care of him when he was dying, and I saw his, I guess it was a full-bodied apparition, and it has to do with astral projection from what I'm hearing, and it's not a doppelganger as though I thought, but it kind of catapulted me a little bit further into my passion of the paranormal. I mean, from my normal, every day I want to contact my mom into a full-blood obsession now, so it's almost like a drug, almost like an addiction. You have withdrawals if you don't have a creepy, location to investigate. After a couple of weeks, I'll start shaking. So that's kind of how I got into it, and that's my reason. There's two, my mom and Kenny. So that's why I'm in this field.
Well, yeah. Well, I want to. Earlier in the show, when we were doing our opening and stuff, we were talking about about how a lot of activity is heightened right now for some reason. For so many people, I've gotten a lot of messages from people, and Teresa and I are both having just wild activity in our homes, and and different things. Why do you think that do you think there are certain times a year that things are heightened?
I don't really know exactly why it's such a spike, and I've even noticed a spike in a lot of really aggressive type spirits. I don't know if it has to do with the what is the word I'm looking for? The climate of the day, not weather-wise, but I'm talking about all this. I mean, I've never seen so many killings of police officers, and I've never seen so many, rioting and fighting and, over the presidential campaign and all that. I mean, just hate, a lot of negative energy being put out there. You know what I mean? And, that positive breeds positive, negative breeds negative, and that they work off of energy too. It's just a lot of really funky juju going around right now, and I'm not sure if that's because I've seen a lot of, like I said, really aggressive type spirits. And the reason I say that is because I personally have recently had been attacked, and I've never had that problem before ever because I'm very strong in my faith. And I was attacked when I was weak and grieving. Something got a hold of me and invited a few friends along. And so, I don't know if it has to do with just the way everything is as far as society or what it is. I don't know if there's this heightened sense of electricity in the air or what, but there has been extremely high amounts of activity all over. We're getting cases like every other, day that we have to sift through. Some of them are for entertainment purposes, we find out, and others are true, cases. But, we have to be careful because, driving all this way and doing all this stuff for free, and you come to find out that you were Saturday night's entertainment, it makes you mad. But I don't know what the deal is with the even the heightened demonic reported cases. And I even asked Reverend Mother Christina Rake what she thought about that, and she really couldn't figure out what the increase was from. I mean, we're all kind of puzzled as to what's going on, but I don't know. My best guess would just be because of all the stuff going on, it's just feeding off that energy, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. There's just a lot of energy going around with people and their opinions and things like that, and not seeing eye to eye. It's caused some kind of a surge for some reason.
Yeah, well, there's definitely something going on because, and it doesn't seem to be letting up. It's just it's a continual thing. I mean, every day I'm having things happening in my home, and it's just like
wow.
Okay, you're gonna give me a break. Give me a little break here. But anyways, so I guess we'll see. And then I was telling our listeners earlier, I'm going to Florida to see Teresa next week, and I'm wondering if for us, if it's just the fact that we're coming together, and they know that, and so if that may have something to do with it, with as much energy as we both have, and then bringing that together in one spot. Maybe that's part of it for us, anyways. Everybody's different.
Definitely.
Everybody's
but
different.
Energy's together though, and especially when they have the ability to see and hear the spirits, as you do, and I'm not familiar with Teresa's abilities, but I'm sure they're pretty much close to yours. And if that's the case, sometimes spirits get nervous about two people getting together like that. I remember me and it's kind of a standing joke. I'm not going to name any names, but it's like an empath, a psychic medium, and two witches walk into a voodoo shop in New Orleans. Yeah. And you take all that energy together, and there was a little guy in there reading, and he could feel us before we even got there, and you could almost feel his little wall around him because he put it up.
Mm-hmm.
Too much power. So I think spirits do the same thing. You know, and they know you can see and hear them. So, yeah, I'm sure they are. They're like, woo, scary, getting you two together.
Yeah. Yeah. But
P-R-O-U-B-L-E.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I may have some stories after next week, of things that have happened on that trip. But anyways, well, another thing we were talking about earlier was dreams, and I was kind of wanting to, because my dreams have been heightened. I mean, along with the spirit activity that's been happening, I have been dreaming every night and vividly and remembering the dreams. And so I think it kind of goes hand in hand. But what do you think about dreams and the fact that, like, when loved ones come to you or even people, you may not even, I don't know if you dream like this, but if people come to you in dreams that you don't know, trying to get messages through, I mean, I don't know if that's more of a thing that we deal with as, as mediums, but.
Yeah, you probably deal with that more than I do. Now, with the empath, being an empath, the dreams that I have and have experienced in the past are almost like premonition dreams. Like, I've only had a couple of people that I've lost, like, come to me in dreams, or I've seen them in my dream, but I don't remember them having any type of message except for my friend that I lost in high school. And when she drove up in her car, it was very vivid. It was in color. She and another friend of ours that we lost, they were actually boyfriend and girlfriend at one point, and Chad died, and then Amy died, and it was them driving up to me and another friend, which is still alive. And she got out of the car, and he got out of the car, and they come and hugged us, and then she said, we got to go now. Just want to let you know all is good. And I go, no, you can't leave us again. And she goes, no, I have to go, and it's going to be okay. No worries. And that was really all she said. And then they got in the car and drove away. And, of course, me and Jennifer were crying in the dream, and that's kind of, I woke up crying. And I remembered it vividly. There are some dreams that I remember very vividly and some that I don't. But I've had my mom come to my dream one time, and I was in the midst of hugging her, and I could actually feel it. And then, of course, Tina woke me up, and I wanted to hurt her very badly. But yeah, the vivid dreams and stuff that I've had are not the kind with the loved ones. It's the kind of something that's going to happen that's not pretty and usually has death involved. So I had this problem of, after I've had those dreams, to shut down, and it's really hard for me to remember dreams unless they're just really, like, mean a whole lot to me. Like with my mom or something coming along, not stupid little dreams about just dumb stuff, like daily stuff. I don't really have a whole lot anymore after I shut down, but when I do, they're in color and they're vivid, but hell, I can't remember a lot of them, because I can't remember what I did last week. So it's like I go so fast that I can't, hardly remember. But if I get up and talk about it immediately, then I'm good to go. But if I don't, and then I keep getting my day going, and I forget about it. But I have very vivid color dreams, yeah.
Well, that's the same way I am. I just that's why I keep my I don't want to say a journal, but like a spiral notebook type thing next to the bed. And when I wake up, it's like, if I don't jot some of this down, I'm going to forget it. And so many of my dreams would make great short stories, or I could turn it into something else, and a book or whatever I want to do with it. But but anyway, so I'm kind of like you. I mean, I'm being torn in so many different directions, whether it's the paranormal or the kids or the or everyday stuff. If you don't jot stuff down, you do. You just forget it. It's gone.
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy lately too, because with everything that I've got going on and all the traveling and then the show and all that, it's like whoa. And I haven't even gotten really started because we haven't even started filming just yet, so it's just preparing and getting everything ready. And then when that happens, it's going to be, I can't even imagine how busy we're going to be. But yeah, the preparation is one thing, but then I've got, all these trips and presentations, and I'm redoing this and doing a new one of that. And I'm like, now I'm doing photos with them, and I'm like, whoa. So yeah, it gets crazy, and you do forget.
Well, I know. When I was reading all your stuff that you're doing and you have going, I was thinking, well, I was just glad that you said yes to do this because you're so busy. I mean, I want to help you promote the things you're doing, and that's why I want to have you on. But it's just you have so many things going on, and that kind of leads me to my next question, being that because I follow you and watch everything that you're doing and stuff, and with the Paracons and and everything. But what do you think is the best aspect of this field, of the paranormal field, and why?
Oh, the best aspect. I think it's actually the people that are serious, that actually contribute and want to help others learn. I mean, I've met so many amazing people. Of course, I've met, just like everywhere else, questionable folks and, a few crazy people and, things like that. They probably think I'm nuts, and that's okay. But I think the camaraderie and the long-time friendships that I've found and the research that we've done as, the friends that I've met, it just opened up so much for me as far as just the way I think about things. I mean, I used to never know half the stuff about any, I thought paranormal was just ghosts, just spirit. You know what I mean? I didn't really open my mind up, and I think learning about all of it, the learning portion of it, is my favorite. I love learning all kinds of stuff about the paranormal, whatever that may be for whoever. But I think that has been the best thing, is just the learning that I've all the things that I've been taught. It's been amazing. And the people that I've met along the way.
I agree with that. I mean, because it's all about, and I hate to say that cheesy para-unity stuff, but it's kind of the truth. I mean, when you meet people that have the same interests as you, and you really become friends with, I mean, like you said, there's going to be some that are just out there, and you meet them, and then you kind of go your own way, but then there's so many people that you meet and you become lifelong friends with, and that's what's happened with me. I mean, that's how I met Teresa, and we hit it off, and it was like we had known each other forever, and
for hundreds of years, right? For hundreds of years.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel with some of these people.
I know.
Like in another lifetime. It's so crazy.
That's exactly right, and of course, Teresa and I really strongly believe we were probably witches in a past life. And that's how we knew each other, and that's why we're so close in this life. But anyway, so that's a whole nother show. But
right.
But anyways, well, I mean, so kind of going along with that, though, what is your ultimate goal in the paranormal community?
In the paranormal community, I would like to contribute enough to where we can answer some of these questions that people have, like actually get some sort of a piece of evidence that just completely blows the socks off of all the doubters. I know there's going to be skeptics, hardcore skeptics, there's even a skeptic I met that's a paranormal investigator, and he's more of a hardcore skeptic than your person that's not on a team and just really against it. I mean, he was really, really like trying to, debunk everything. And that's fine, but I want something that's going to just really turn this field on its ear. I think we got kind of some of that at the Sloss Furnaces, and if we could ever release that episode to show everybody, I would love to. But I want to show people that yes, there is definitely something that not everybody can see, but look, there it is. You know what I mean? There's the proof. I want audio and video to go together. You know what I mean? I would think that would be amazing. That's what I'm striving for. I want to prove not only to myself, because I already know that there's afterlife. I already know that. I'm not having to prove that to myself, but I want others to know. This is not just, we're not just a bunch of crazy people. This is real. Spirits are real, and I want to have something solid to show them and just prove to them, yes, there are spirits among us. See? And I just want to be a part of that, not being the person possibly that actually gets the piece, but I would love to be a contributing factor to that,
Mm-hmm.
Bringing the field a little further forward.
Yeah, that's what Teresa and I were talking about earlier. Well, I think I'm more, I just want to, same thing as you. I want to make, a lot of these people who are skeptics and naysayers, I want them to see something that is just going to make them be like, make them say, okay, this
without
this
a
might
doubt,
be,
there's
this is something. This is something, and so because I just know so, and I'm not to put this out there. I mean, a lot of my family members are these people that are like they're like, oh, I'm glad you're doing that, the paranormal stuff. You have fun with it, whatever. But they're not going to believe it. It's like they're just not going to believe it. And
my dad thinks I'm insane. My dad thinks I'm completely crazy. I mean, used to I would be scared to death to get up and talk in front of a group of people, and now I crave it. I can't wait to share it and share what I've learned and share about being an empath and all this stuff. Share it with people, and I actually get up in front of talk, and I would hope that he would be proud of me. And he's like, "You're just nuts." He just doesn't. He doesn't get it. So I told Tina, I said, "This is the deal. If I go before my dad, I'm so coming back, and I'm gonna pop him right upside his head, so that he damn sure knows that it's me. I'm gonna do something that he knows it's me. I'm gonna hit him upside his head and go, hello, told you."
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's a few people that I would do that to also. So, but oh goodness. But time's getting away from. I better bring Teresa on because I know she has some questions. We could probably talk all day, but I know she has some questions for you. So I'm gonna bring Teresa on and let her ask you her questions.
All right.
Yeah, I am. I was sitting here listening to, and I had a giggle. Because
the floor is yours.
Well, when you made the comment, about hitting people upside the head, letting them know whenever you pass on. There's a few people I'd like to hit upside the head while I'm alive, but
right. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
And I see that you are too. We all follow each other online. We're not up in Texas no more, so everything we get to know about you is kind of there. Remember, you still have that open invitation to come visit us in Florida.
Well, you know what? I'm actually coming to Florida July 28th through the 31st. There's this really cool thing they do, and it's not a public event. It's for teams and members of a team that have been established at least a year, but it's called the PIA Conference. And it's for, like I said, you register and you go to it, and it's a learning kind of seminar for everything paranormal. They even build pieces of equipment and show you how to do it. And it'll be me, Rob D, and Scott Grinwald talking at this thing. So if you can't have fun with me and Scott and Rob D, you just can't have fun. And learn at the same time. It's going to be so much fun, but it's in Sebring, Florida. I don't know how close to you that is.
Send me the little
the link thing for the.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll put it on the Fear page too, and that way everybody that's listening can go to Fear Paranormal's Facebook page and they can look on there for the link for PIA2. I think it's like a $36 registration fee, and you have, like I said, you have to be on a team for at least a year, and it's in Sebring, Florida, July 28th through the 31st. So there you have it. I'll be in Florida.
There you go. So did you look on the map to see if it's on the East Coast or is it near the Gulf?
I think it's an hour. I think it's an hour south of Orlando.
Okay, so a little bit further down, so past Cocoa Beach. We're not too far from St. Augustine.
Yeah, the lighthouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, St. Augustine is. Have you been there?
No, I haven't. I've only heard about it.
Oh, it's amazing. That is one of the most fun places you could ever go in. Very historic. Yeah. I don't know how long you're staying, but if you got a couple days and it's not that far, you need to check it out because it is like a really neat place to go and absolutely beautiful. The Spirit Quest. Can you tell anybody a little bit about that, or is that something that you're keeping silent right now?
No, I can tell you a little bit about it. It's actually it's called Spirit Quest, of course, and it's my creation, my baby, I guess you could call it. But the production company that worked with the Kling brothers and I and Chip Coffey on Shadows on 66, they contacted me and said, "Hey, you want to do something together?" And I was like, well, yeah, I kind of had this idea. I just didn't know where the hell I was going to take it to have anybody help me with it. I don't have, any money. So we got together and had a lunch, and they loved my idea. So it's pretty much me and Justin Spurrier. He lives up in the Midwest, like in Kansas or whatever. We've been friends for a while, and it's us going around and going to different locations all over the United States. And we kind of investigate with the local teams that are, familiar, and we learn from them what they do. Because, when you are out there and you're seeing the people on TV, that's all you know. That's what they do is what you know. But there's people that have been researching the paranormal for 20-plus years, and you don't know who the hell they are, and all that knowledge that we're missing out on, all the out of the box kind of things that they've done, the old school kind of ways to actually communicate. That's what we want to learn, and we want to share it with everybody so that we're not just thinking that the K2 is the only thing somebody can use for communication, because from what I'm told, they like the K2 as a doorstop. So some of these people are like that, but we want to learn from them. And then we throw a couple of other things in there I really can't talk to you about. I really can't expound on that, but it's going to be an added bonus or two on the journey, and it's going to be really fun. I mean, we're going to get into things that you really don't see, and we're going to have things right before your eyes, which means evidence that will appear, like, let's say just the old Polaroids, right?
Yes.
Those pictures, they manifest themselves right in front of you. They develop right in front of you in your hand. We're going to throw a little bit of old school in with the new school. We're going to see and kind of compare what actually does get more activity than the other. But the locations that we have on hand and the people that we have and the locals that we've chosen, it's going to be amazing. We've got so many different experiments that you haven't seen on TV before. Not knocking any of the other TV shows, but we won't be catching spirits in a vacuum cleaner and blowing them up in boxes. That I can tell you. And we are real. I just saw a freaking a thing about all paranormal shows are fake. Not this one. if we don't get anything, we don't get anything. Justin and I are real big about do not fake anything, do not manufacture anything. That's BS. You know, if it's not there, it's not there. And that's just how you have to deal with it. But you can always have fun and still learn and still teach people at the same time. You know, we don't always get evidence on every case. We don't always get evidence on every location that we go to. And that's real, and that's what this is going to be about. But you're going to learn so much along the way.
Is there, you've got any timelines where you're coming out with all this, or?
Well, let's put it this way. There is something that really doesn't want to be revealed, and the reason I say that is because we got the green light from, we're doing a private investor type thing. It's not a network right now. The private investor gave us the green light, and that was on a Friday. And then on Monday, they were drawing up the paperwork to have us sign and get paid and start, 30 days from then filming. Well, the day before we were to sign the contracts, he was in a really bad car accident and almost died.
Ooh.
Now, flash over to 3 of the people on the production team. One that's never, ever been sick was sicker than a dog. The other one, his girlfriend crashed her car and totaled it. Another one, he was getting haunted at home and has never had issues before. And then I got sick and for 5 weeks with the flu and the bronchitis, and obviously had an attachment on me. So there was just so much stuff going on to delay this that we feel like there's something on our journey that does not want to be found out for some reason, because we do have some pretty awesome locations with some unfinished history, I guess you could say, involved, unsolved cases, maybe even. And so we're not real sure, but they said we should know in a couple of days, which was Tuesday. I should be knowing by Friday a little bit more of a timeline, but we're told June 1st, just to be safe, is when we'll start filming. And then we'll be filming for 3 solid months all over the United States. And we'll get 12 episodes knocked out in 3 months. So that tells you how busy I'm going to be.
What are you going to do with your DTM, your Wicked radio shows at that point? Are you going to kind of put them on hiatus for a little bit, or are you going to continue to do that while you're doing this?
No, I think I'm going to continue doing it. Even if we're filming, I have, like I said, the local investigators. I have guests that have been wanting to come on the show. And on Tuesday nights, they already know that I have a show, and that's part of the deal, that I'm between 6 and 7, wherever I'm at, whatever, that I'm going to be, doing my show. So they really don't have a problem with that. And they also are they know that I have, events and stuff that I'm already committed to, and they're going to work around all that. I mean, they've been amazing. But it's just all these, delays. I mean, it happens all the time with anything that has to do with a lot of money. They have all these little this and that's to do and paperwork, and, so I'm just like, whatever, just, but I'm told by several people, and these are people with knowledge from the other side, that it's going to happen and it's going to be big. So we'll see. I'm just going to put that out in the universe, that it's going to happen and it's going to be big. So be looking for it. But yeah, as soon as we start doing our filming, Justin and I will be doing videos, live streaming, and everything else, all kinds of media. I mean, not while we're there. We may do it while we're there, but we're not going to tell you where we are. But, yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we're extremely excited and chomping at the bit to get started.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, too. You've gotten to the point, you've worked so hard in doing this. There's not a lot of money involved when you're doing all this. Yeah, and then you're doing it for free on top of that. You do it for free. That's what we do. It's with our heart that we're doing it, and we're doing it to help other people. I've been watching you on it, and I've been kind of curious when that was going to come out. I know about the one show. I don't know about the Fear This show, though. You want to explain about that one a little bit?
Yeah, well, I don't really host that when I just got it going for the team because I wanted my team to have a platform to express themselves as far as, so Fear started out in Dallas. We've been together 5 years. This March was actually our 5th year anniversary, and so Fear Dallas started, and then I got Fear Houston. I started Fear Houston, and then I added on Fear Austin, and I've since added on Fear Oklahoma recently. So I wanted them to have a kind of a platform to teach others about the paranormal, like different kinds of things like astral projection, dream interpretation, have psychics on, have different teams on, just something to keep, them, motivated. And to also motivate others and get them interested in the paranormal. So on Thursday nights on DTM Wicked Radio at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Fear This is actually this week it's going to be Fear Oklahoma. And they just have a topic and they could have a guest. I mean, it's really up to the team. I just kind of gave it to them to do with what they will. And they've been doing a fabulous job so far. I mean, there's been a little hiccup here and there. Learning the system and learning how everything goes when you're not familiar with radio or doing shows. But other than that, it's been pretty good. We've got about 10 to 12,000 listeners a week on that show. So that's not a bad audience for a startup show.
No, not at all. Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask another question, too. This work all with your family, are they going to be able to travel a little bit with you?
Well, my son has this thing about not missing school. Like he totally will not do it, which is fine with me. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. He's a freshman in high school. We'll see how long it lasts, but he won't miss school. He gets really angry if he has to leave school early for a doctor's appointment. Like he's like, "Really, Mom?" I'm like, "Dude, I used to find any excuse to get the hell out of school, and you're griping?" But no, he won't be traveling a whole lot unless it's the summer, and he's into drumming right now, and so he's all about, let me learn how to do the drums, and I'm like, okay, and Tina will probably stay with him quite a bit. He's only 14. He'll be 15 in July only. He's like, time's flown. But yeah, they're very supportive. My aunt and everybody kind of pitches in when I'm out of town doing something on a convention. My aunt will come pick him up from school for me because I'm really involved. Like, I take him, I pick him up, I'm here with him every day. So we have to kind of make do when I go out of town and, have people help. But most of the time, my girl steps up and takes care of all of it, man. She's kind of Wonder Woman. So, but yeah, they're very, very supportive. My whole family thinks it's really cool. My little sister's a little scared. She's like, "I'm really interested, but it scares the crap out of me, though." And my dad, like I said, my dad thinks I'm just nuts. But if the grandson needs anything, like if I'm not able to get him or whatever because of some kind of thing I've got going, he'll pitch in too. So it's pretty cool that the whole family, kind of pitches in.
Is your son interested in doing any investigating with you? I know he's young.
Well, yeah, he's actually a junior investigator with the team. He's been out on a couple of things. He went to History, Haunts, and Legends about a year ago with us, a year and a half ago maybe. I haven't been to History, Haunts, and Legends in about a year, I guess. But about a year and a half ago, yeah, he's a great investigator. He's actually empathic as well. And I think he's kind of like, right now he's just wanting to kind of do his thing with drums. And, he's interested in it and stuff, and he thinks it's really cool, and he likes going on investigations, but it's not like it is with me, it's not like a total passion yet. But from what I'm told, he's supposed to be some sort of healer, and he'll come to realize this in 18 or 19 years old, is what I was told. So right now he's only 14. So, I'm not really pushing him to do anything, but he'll go, and like I said, he's a junior investigator with fear, so yeah, he's interested, but right now, like I said, teenagers, one-track mind, drums, so there you have it.
And he's 14 years old. Yeah, my son's 24. Say probably in the last 2 years, he runs our command station and our command center. And he's like, Mom, can we, get somebody else to do that? I want to investigate now. I'm ready to go forward. And so he's been coming in.
Well, how fun, though, how fun is that, though, that you get to share that with him, I hope Logan will get, more into it as time passes. I'm sure he will. That's just kind of, the thing here. It's so funny because I'll say something and he'll look at me and he'll go, oh, like we had an incident like when the tornadoes came through Rowlett, right after Christmas. And we were actually hunkered down in our bathroom and our lights flickered off and our dogs were kind of freaked out. And when the light came back on, he looked at me and the dog was staring at the bathroom door, and he looked at the dog and looked at me and he goes, I wonder if it's Grammy protecting us. And he thought my mom was standing at the door protecting us. So, I think he can sense stuff. I think he does. I just don't think he opens it up enough. Like he, doesn't really want to know right now, kind of thing.
So I'm probably gonna pop you back over to Regina because I know that the time flies by. But I enjoyed talking to you, and Steve Googled how far Sebring was. You said it was Sebring?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And so it's about 2.5 hours away. So don't forget to send the link to us. And thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and hand you back over to Regina.
Well, it's good talking to you, girl. Thank you. And I'll be sure and get you that link.
Okay. Thank you. Good talking to you, too.
All right.
Well, I want to take the next, the last few minutes here and just let you tell people, I guess, anything that's going on that you have coming up, any of your Paracons that you're going to be speaking at, and and where they can find you and all that information.
All right. Well, first off, thank you for sporting the Fear shirt the other day. That was awesome as can be. You looked mighty good in it.
Well, you know what?
So.
Well, you know what happened? I'm gonna have to get another one because I'm losing all this weight. That thing was almost like a nightgown on me.
And, well, you know what? We can do that. We can hook you up with that.
So I might have to get a smaller one here pretty soon.
Hey, that ain't not a problem, is it? Congratulations on that too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be at Tyler, Texas, at the Tyler Paranormal Conference, April the 22nd and 23rd. Actually, I speak on the 23rd at 10 a.m. They have overnight investigations and all that stuff, and I'll put all the information on my Fear Paranormal page. May, I'm going to Waverly. July, I'm going to Malvern Manor in Iowa, and then to Florida for the PIA thing. And then I've got the Gulf Coast Paracon in September, and somewhere in there I'm supposed to get married. And got to squeeze that in between Paracons if that's not sad enough. But if you want to find me, you can look us up at fearparanormal.com or Fear Paranormal Society on Facebook. And then I have my show page, Close to Death and Fear This. And you can also go to Spirit Quest and keep up with all the things that's going on there, which right now we're in standby mode. But we will be updating as soon as we get updates what's going on and when we start and when it'll be out and where we can even see it. So everybody just go to Fear Paranormal and check it out. Check out everything. We got the event things all up there, the flyers and such on the events tab. So you want to find out where we're at. And it looks like we're taking over Tyler, and it looks like Fear's taking over Waverly and Malvern. So, yeah, my entourage, I guess we could call it, follows me up there.
Well, real quick, was one of those places that you mentioned, I don't think it was, the Bonnie and Clyde Festival?
Oh, that's right. Well, that's a fun thing. That's just the Bonnie and Clyde Festival, and I'm actually going to be dressing up as Clyde Barrow. there's a long story with that. That's a whole nother show. But they actually kidnapped my great-great-grandfather back in the day and didn't kill him. So I've been interested in them forever. But it's going to be one of the episodes of the show. I can tell you that. It's going to be a little bit of that in an episode of the show. So I'm looking forward to dressing up like that too.
Well, that'll be fun. And what weekend is that?
It's May 20th and 21st. I think the actual whole day festival is on May 21st.
Okay, I'm gonna try my hardest
in Gibbsland, Louisiana.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get down there because we went through there coming back from Mississippi. We kind of took a long way around and drove through that way. And I wanted to stop, but it was like late on a Sunday, and I, just didn't have time to do it. But yeah, all that.
Yeah, they closed that little town down.
Yeah, that's why I told my husband. I said we could drive by, but that's all we'd be doing. So,
right.
But anyway, so I want to get over there. So I may just make that little trip that weekend and do that. But anyway, well, thank you for being on the show and telling us about everything that you have going on. And if you ever want to come back on, you're welcome to promote anything.
Right.
And I enjoyed talking, finally getting to chat for a minute. And
right. I mean, well, I appreciate you having me on the show. I had a blast, and you and Teresa are awesome. So I will definitely come back. And when I get some more news with Spirit Quest or we start filming, I'll maybe me and Justin will give you a shout, and we'll get on and talk about what's going on.
That sounds good. I look forward to it. Looking forward to it. I'll talk
everybody.
to you soon, girly.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too. I wanted to tell all of our fans thanks for joining us, and y'all have a blessed week, and we'll see you back here on April 20th.